अरे हूँ काम फेरे फेरे करो यार।
नहीं नहीं कोई कुछ नहीं जो कर
नहीं करो मतलब मैं फोन करना
नहीं नहीं कुछ नहीं
3 बार ओमकार करेंगे।
शुरू करें ना
या शुरू करो।
हाँ जी
बंद कर दे दो।
फोन करो जोड़ाયેલા છે देखो
સાવધાન ઉભા થઈ જઈએ અને હું કહું આપનું સ્વાગત છે તો ફૂલ આ બાજુ કેમેરા બાજુ નાખવાના। आप सर्वेनो आप सभी लोगों का इस वर्चुअल टूर में स्वागत है। जय श्री राम। अभी हमारा जो कार्यक्रम है उसको शुरुआत करते हैं। आज पहले स्फूर्ति योग होगा, थोड़ी कसरत होगी, उसके बाद में सूर्य नमस्कार और बाद में ये जो मुकेश जी है अपने आओ मुकेश जी
अच्छा हाँ हाँ
जो मुकेश जी है वो अपने को योग कराएंगे। इसके बाद में हमारे शंकर जी हैं यहाँ के गतिविधि प्रमुख है अपने और ये सेविका बहन है।
आओ जल्दी
कई बात
ये अपने सब नाम बोलिए।
बिंदु बहन जय श्री राम।
सुनीता बहन
जय श्री राम सुनीता बहन। जय श्री राम जय श्री राम
जय श्री राम
जय श्री राम तानसिंह भाई बहुत आनंद थयो सरस सरस।
जय श्री राम
शंकर भाई जय श्री राम।
अब कार्यक्रम शुरू करते हैं सूर्य नमस्कार से सर।
हाँ हाँ આપણે અડધો કલાક 35 મિનિટમાં પૂરો કરવાનો બરાબર। ઓકે ચોક્કસ
મુકેશ ભાઈ આવો
બધાનો પરિચય હવે આપણે બધા મારી પાછળ દોડવાનું છે બરોબર ધીરે ધીરે ચલો મારી પાછળ આવો।
So they do what they call warm up.
कौन है? राम राम अयोध्या में कौन है?
राजा राम राजा राम राजा राम राजा राम
अयोध्या में कौन है?
राजा राम राजा राम
अयोध्या में कौन है?
राजा राम उठा लो ना
वृंदावन में कौन
उठा
है?
राजा राम बोलो।
वृंदावन में कौन है? वृंदावन में कौन है? भारत माता की भारत माता की
महादेव की जय महादेव
भारत माता की बस अभी सब लोग अपने अपने जगह पे खड़े रहेंगे। आराम से खड़े रहो। और सेविका बहन सब सहयोग करेंगे। इनको साथ में खड़े रखो, लाइन से खड़े रखो।
मदन भाई मैंने फोन करो कि मैं पेलो जोड़ाई लूं।
अभी मैं सूर्य नमस्कार करूंगा, आपको सभी मेरे साथ में पहले एक बार देखना है। मेरी ओर देखते रहना और सूर्य नमस्कार करना है। देखो मैं कर रहा हूँ। सूर्य नमस्कार मारा माटे तमे आरामમાં ઉભા રહો। આરામમાં થઈ જાઓ, હાથ પાછા બધા આરામમાં ઉભા રહો। सूर्य नमस्कार मारा माटे હું તમને શીખવાડું છું બરાબર। सूर्य नमस्कार योग स्थिति 1 2 આ રીતે બે પગ ભેગા કરવાના બરાબર। આ 3 सूर्य नमस्कार આ રીતે સીધી થાય એટલે સાંભળો હું ચાલે તમારે નથી કરવાનું, હું તમને શીખવાડું છું, તમે જુઓ ખાલી। આ 3 પછી 1 તમારે નથી કરવાનું જુઓ તમે 1 2 ધીરેથી 2 પગની બાજુમાં લાવવાનો 3 ત્રણેય પંજાએ એ રીતે આવે જોઈએ લાઈનમાં 4 5 કપાળ છાતી ઢીચણ અડાડવાના છે 5 6 જાંગ ઉપર આપણે પગ આ રીતે સિંહની જેમ માથું કાઢવાનું બહાર આકાશમાં જોવાનું 7 ડુંગર જેવું પાછળના પંજા લઈ જવાના પાછળ પગ અડાડી દેવાના જમીનને અને દાઢી છાતીને અડાડવાની 7 8 પાછલો પગ આગળ લાવવાનો 9 અને 10 બરોબર આ રીતે આપણે કરવાનું છે હવે આપણે સૂર્ય નમસ્કાર કરીશું શંકરજી આપ આવી જઈએ જો શંકર દાદા કેવું કરે છે એવું જોતા રહેવાનું હા અને આપણે એ રીતે કરીશું ચલો સૂર્ય નમસ્કાર તમે બે જણા જોડે કરો તો સારું ને सूर्य नमस्कार योग मैं बोल रहा हूँ हाँ सावधान सूर्य नमस्कार આપણે કરીશું પહેલા સ્થિતિ કરી લઈશું પછી યોગ ક્રમાંક એમ કે ને એવું બોલવામાં આવે ત્યારે યોગનો ક્રમાંક થાય સાવધાન દક્ષ રમા દક્ષ રમા सूर्य नमस्कार योग स्थिति 1 2 3 માં હાથ જોડાઈ ગયા છે આમ હાથ રાખવાનો હવે યોગ ક્રમાંક એટલે યોગ શરૂ થાય છે યોગ ક્રમાંક 1 હાથ ઉપર 2 ધીરે ધીરે નમવાનું છે હાથ ઉપર છે 4 એક પગ પાછળ લઈ જવાનો ત્રણે પંજા સરખા આગળ 3 પગ છે હા ડાબો પગ લઈ જાઓ બોલો બોલો સંતો બેઠો સામે 4 નજર સામે છોકરાઓ નજર સામે રાખવાની 5 માથું અંદર જવાનું 6 કોઈ રીકો બેન ના થાય તો ઉભા રહેજો આ 7 8 ડાબો પગ એકલો એકલો જમણો લાંબો રહેજો 9 બંને પગ જોડે લાવો 10 બસ ખૂબ સરસ કર્યું આ રીતે પોઝિશન રાખવાની ફરી એકવાર કરીશું આપણે આરામથી આમ સાઈડ હાથ રાખો પોઝિશન સીધી હા આમ ચલો હાથ જોડી દો હા બોલાવો ફિર से एक હાથ ઉપર હાથ જોડવાના પાછળ ફૂલ દુખવાનું છે તમે અહીંયા છો તો નીચે નમો 3 नजर सामने पासा नहीं मन नहीं देखे इनके फोटो ले वीडियो नहीं उतारता फोटो भी ले सीधी कमर એટલે હું માથું જવા દો वीडियो भी चालू है 6 वो फोटो भी लेता है 7 अंदर माथुं जवा दो 7 માં 8 ખાલી બેહી દો 9 આગળ પેલી બાજુ છાડો 10 ઓમ મિત્રાય નમઃ મુકવાનું નથી ઓમ મિત્રાય નમઃ ઓમ મિત્રાય નમઃ ઓમ રવિયે નમઃ ઓમ રવિયે નમઃ એક કરો એક બે હાથ કરવાના આપ જુઓ 2 3 કરવાનું ને કોઈ કરો યોગ કર ત્રણે પંજા સરખા આવજે 4 બંને પગ લાંબા નજર સામે 6 7 8 9 અહીં જોતા રહેજો હટાવતા રહેજો ઓમ ભનવે નમઃ ઓમ ફોટા લેવાનું કામ કરો જલ્દી ચાલુ છે 2 3
પગલા બોય નજર સામે
4 5 6 7 8 બસ 9 10 હવે આ રમો 1 2 પગ ખુલ્લા રાખો અને હાથ પાછળ જોડી દો હવે આપણે જે સૂર્ય નમસ્કાર કર્યા એ સૂર્ય નમસ્કારના શું શું ફાયદા આપણે આ કસરત કરવાનો ફાયદા શું શું કામ આપણે ટાઈમ બગાડવાનો કસરત કરવા માટે કોઈને આવડે છે આપણે શું કામ કરીએ કસરત કોઈને આવડે છે બોલો કોને આવડે છે બોલો આ કસરત શા માટે કરવાની શરીર તંદુરસ્ત રહે શું રહે તંદુરસ્ત અને મજબૂત રહે એના માટે કસરત કરવી જરૂરી છે બરોબર તો હવે આપણે જે મુકેશભાઈ છે એ આપણને આપણા પ્રશિક્ષણ પ્રમુખ છે એ આપણને બેઠા બેઠા યોગ કરાવશે એ પહેલા આપણે જરા ઊંટી યોગ કરીએ હું કરાવું છું એ રીતે કરીશું મારા તરફ જો પહેલા હાથ આમ રાખો અને આમ કરીને આમ લઈ જવાના બાજુમાં બરાબર એક કહું એટલે આમ આમ હાથ રાખો એક આમ રાખો 2 3 4 આમ કરો હા ફરીથી જો 1 2 3 4 બરાબર પછી ખોલવાના 1 ઉડીને કરવાનું 2 હાથ ભેગા ડાબી બાજુ કરો 3 ડાબી બાજુ જોવાનું 3 4 સામે 5 હાથ ખોલો 6 ફરીથી એક વાર કરીએ 1 2 3 4 5 6 બરાબર હવે આપણે પોતાની જગ્યા પર કૂદીશું આ હું કહું આ રીતે દોડીશું દોડો બાજુ કેમેરો આવશે કે બાડો સામે છે જાવ ને આ કામ કરો આ મોટું બંધ મોટું બિલકુલ બંધ રાખો કેમેરા બાજુ બસ ઉભા રહી જાઓ આ કામ કરો हाँ भारत माता की जय भारत माता की जय वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम गंगा मैया की जय गंगा मैया की जय गौ माता की जय गौ माता की जय वंदे मातरम वंदे मातरम भारत माता की जय बस रमो आराम
ઓકે ઓકે હા અમે તમે 5 મિનિટ અંદર હમણાં બ્રેક લો હું 5 મિનિટ વાત કરી લઉં 5 મિનિટ થોડી 5 મિનિટ થોડે બ્રેક લો છોકરાઓને બેસાડો શાંતિથી we will talk together now so we will have a 5 minutes break while they are recovering from their warm up let's look at that way so you have seen this okay so everybody can hear me okay all right Tanya
5 મિનિટ અને ઓર્ડર આપી ઇંગ્લિશમાં વાત થાય છે સમજાવે કોઈ અવાજ નહીં કરતા બેટા
I think you're muted, Uncle.
Okay, thank you. So one of the important thing of exercise, you might be recollecting, but I remember my childhood when I was very young. It was not part of even school. It was part of neighborhood. when we talked about getting early morning, neighborhood was kind of done with this kind of activity. And some of the senior or elder will definitely join us. And this is what we call yoga. Yoga, we use the word, is basically to join to oneself. And as we talked this morning about what is the definition of health, it's not only physical, mental, but social well-being. And getting together just out in the open was a refreshing. And it was something we did not understood. I have no idea when I was doing this thing, but I was doing it. And then we forgot about it. But the second part here is they usually have what we call Nara. Nara means you actually sound waves. And here they are remembering all the different deities or gods. So it is not confined to one, but they talked about Ram and Shiva and Krishna and everybody. Not only that, they will respect the Mother India. So they always are given this slogan or Nara, which we definitely did that. And yeah, we always feel good. That way you can really fill up your lung with the air and shout as much as you can. So it was a joyful occasion. So as you see now, the kids are really enjoying it. And that is part of social well-being. As we talked about social well-being, it is not something kind of supernatural. It is something connecting with each other, meeting the people, having the together. So it was mixture of all three, social well-being, physical, and there was fresh air and breathing. So we will go back to it. Manojji, let them start again. You can talk to Samubai and let them see the second half of yoga. सैमू भाई आप अनम्यूट कर दो. हाँ.
हाँ चालू करो. अभी
म्यूट થઈ ગયો. ચાલુ કરી.
हो गया ना. अपने जो मुकेश जी है
આમનો सब ये कर दो.
हाँ आइए 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 अपने बीच में यहाँ उत्तर संभाग के
मदन भाई का.
अरे यहाँ आओ.
हमारे
हाँ
मदन भाई को बिठाओ. हाँ मदन भाई को बिठाओ.
उत्तर भाग के अपने अभियान प्रमुख अभियान जी आए हैं
मदन भाई को.
मदन जी कटारा साहब.
મતન ભાઈ ને બેસાડો શાંતિથી. મતન ભાઈ को पीछे बैठाओ, कुर्सी में बैठाओ. आप शुरू करो.
આપણે પદ્માસન શરૂ કરીશું. શું કરીશું? અર્ધ પદ્માસન. પગલા બે બધાને પગલા બાર અવાજ સામે. કયું આસન કરવાના છે આપણે? અર્ધ પદ્માસન. જોરથી કયું આસન કરવાના છે? અર્ધ પદ્માસન. અર્ધ પદ્માસન ને કાઉન્ટ સાથે કરીશું. શું કરીશું? કાઉન્ટ સાથે. એક કિતની સાથે કયો પગ લેવાના છે? ડાબો. કયો પગ લેવાના છે? ડાબો. દો કિતની સાથે? જમણો. तीन कितनी સાથે? ચાર કિતની સાથે? જમણો. અને ચાર ની સાથે પાંચ કિતની સાથે શ્વાસ ખેંચવાનો છે. શું કરવાનું છે? શ્વાસ ખેંચવાનો છે. ચાલો સાવધાન સાવધાન. પદ્માસન શરૂ કરીશું. 1 2 પગ ઉપર પગ રાખજો. 3 ડાબો હાથ. 4 જમણો હાથ. 5 આંખો બંધ. શ્વાસ ખેંચીશું પર. ધ્યાન કરીશું. 5 આંખો ખોલીશું. 6 ડાબો હાથ. 7 જમણો હાથ. 8 9 10 કયા આસન કર્યું આપણે? अर्ध पद्मासन. फिर से 1 2 3 4 5 શ્વાસ ખીચો આંખો બંધ 6 7 8 9 10 કયા આસન કર્યું આપણે અર્ધપદ્માસન કયું આસન કર્યું છે અર્ધપદ્માસન હવે બીજો આપણે કયું આસન કરવાનું છે નટરાસન કયું આસન કરવાનું છે નટરાસન ઠીક છે એક
પગ પાછળ લઈ જાઓ ડાબો પગ પાછળ બીજો પગ પાછળ જો આ બેઠા છે એવું
3 4 5 ધ્યાનમાં 6 7 8 9 10 આ કઈ આસન થયું આપણો આસન કરવાથી આપણને શું શું ફાયદા થાય છે જમીને આપણે આસન કરી શકીએ શું કરીએ છે જમીને વધારે જમાઈ જાય તો જમ્યા પછી આપણને ગડબડી થાય પેટમાં ત્યારે આપણે આસન કરવું પડે છે બરાબર આસનના ફાયદા જમ્યા પછી પણ આપણને કરી શકાય છે હવે આપણે શું કરીશું પ્રાણાયામ કરીશું શું કરીશું પ્રાણાયામ
Go ahead.
સાગર
Okay.
1 2 આપણે કઈ આસન વજ્રાસન ની અંદર સાથે પ્રાણાયામ કરીશું શું કરીશું પ્રાણાયામ શ્વાસોશ્વાસની ક્રિયા કરીશું શું કરીશું શ્વાસોશ્વાસની ક્રિયા શ્વાસોશ્વાસની ક્રિયા કેમ કરવી પડે છે કે ત્યારે આપણા વિસ્તારની અંદર કોરોના ચાલે શું ચાલે છે કોરોના તો શ્વાસ લેવાની આપણને તકલીફ પડે છે તો શ્વાસોશ્વાસની ક્રિયા કરવાથી આપણને આ રોગ લાગુ પડતો નથી એક કેતનની સાથે ઉપર હાથ અને શ્વાસ અંદર ખેંચવાનો છે નાક વડે અને દો કેતનની સાથે હાથ નીચા અને શ્વાસ છોડવાનો છે 1 2 નીરજ હાથ તથા આંખો બંધ શ્વાસ ધીરે ધીરે લેશો શ્વાસ બિલકુલ ધીરે છોડીશો ફિરસે કરો મૂળ સ્થિતિમાં કરો ઝડપથી વિલાસ
આરામથી બેસો
આંખો બંધ ધીરે ધીરે શ્વાસ મૂળ સ્થિતિમાં આવીશું ફિરસે કરો વિલાસ હાથ ઉઠા ધીમે ધીમે શ્વાસ છોડીશું લોક છોડીશું 1 2 3 4 અર્ધપદ્માસનમાં ફરી પાછા આવીશું 1 2 3 4 હવે આપણે કયું પ્રાણાયામ કરીશું ભમરી કયું કરીશું ભમરીનું ગુંજન કરીશું શું કરીશું ભમરીનું ગુંજન આપણી અંગૂઠા કાન પર રાખીશું दोनों आंगळे आंख पर एक साथे गुंजन करीશું प्रूव
મોટર ચલાવવાની બરોબર જોરથી કરો ચલાવો કરો ચલાવો બરોબર છે એમાં દાહોદ પહોંચી જાય એમ જોવાનું
આપણે શું કર્યું એ કેમ કરવું પડે છે આપણું ધ્યાન કેન્દ્રિત કરવા માટે શું કરીએ ધ્યાન કેન્દ્રિત કરવા માટે આપણે ભણવા બેસીએ કોઈ બી કામ કરતા હશે રમવા જઈએ તો આપણું ધ્યાન આમ કેમ ભટકતું કરે તો એને કેન્દ્રિત કરવા માટે આ પ્રકાર નાક બંધ કરીને ગુંજન કરવું પડે છે ગુંજનની સાથે સાથે આપણે શું બોલીએ છે ઓમ બોલીએ છે શું બોલીએ છે ઓમ ઓમ સાથે આપણે ગુંજન કરીએ हाथ खोलीशो पग खोलीशो 1 2 3 4 હવે આપણે કયું આસન કરીશું સસલાસન કયું આસન કરીશું સસલાસન જોરથી કયું આસન કરીશું સસલાસન સસલાસન કાઉન્ટ સાથે કરીશું બરાબર તમારી સામે રાખો બેટા 1 2
અરે અમે નથી ના પડે કોણ શંકરભાઈ તમારે ના કઈ પ્રોગ્રામ
અવાજ બંધ બધા તમે 7 8 9 10 फिर से 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10
બસ કીધું કીધું
કયા આસન થયો આપડા
યુઝ કર્યું છે
સસલાસન કયા આસન થયો સસલાસન સસલાસન આપણે કેમ કરવામાં આવે છે છત્રી કેટલા દેખી છત્રી
અવાજ આવતો બંધ થઈ ગયો
છત્રી કેટલા દેખી બધા દેખી અને વરસાદમાં આપણે ખુલ્લી કરીએ છીએ શું કરીએ છીએ ખુલ્લી કરીએ છીએ અને વરસાદ નહીં આવે ત્યારે શું કરીએ છીએ બંધ કરી દઈએ શું કરીએ છીએ આપણે સવારથી લઈ અને સાંજ સુધી ચાલતા હોય અને સાંજે આપણે બધા ઊંઘી જઈએ છીએ ને આવી રીતે આમ કરીને બધા ઊંઘી જાય ઠંડી લાગે એવું ના માટે શરીર આપણા કમરથી ઢેસણથી હાથથી તમામે તમામ સક્રિયના જે સ્નાયુઓ છે આપણે શું કરીએ છીએ ભેળા કરી લઈએ છીએ શું કરી લઈએ છીએ ભેળા એ પણ આપણને એક આસનની અંદર શીખવા મળે છે બરાબર તો અત્યારે આપણે કેટલા આસન શીખ્યા પહેલા આસન કઈ શીખ્યા અર્ધપદ્માસન કયું શીખ્યા હતા અર્ધપદ્માસન બીજું કયું આસન શીખ્યા
વજ્રાસન
બીજું કયું શીખ્યા વજ્રાસન બરાબર બીજું કયું શીખ્યા આપણે પ્રાણાયામ કયા કયા કર્યા શ્વાસોશ્વાસની ક્રિયાના શું કર્યો શ્વાસોશ્વાસની ક્રિયા કરી ઠીક હે તારા સાદા પલાઠી વાળી દેશો
ફોન આવ્યો ભાઈ
ચાલુ રાખવાનું ચાલુ તો અહીં એલર્ટ કરે તારા સાદા હવે આપણે શું કરીશું જમ્પી કરીશું શું કરીશું જમ્પ કરીશું બરાબર તો લાંબા થઈ જશું બધા
હવે બોલ મૂકી દો તમે કરો
મુકેશભાઈ આ જમ્પિંગ એક લગાવજો પછી 3:30 મિનિટ થશે હા 10 મિનિટ
Yeah.
जंपिंग कर दीशो सावधान
आगे नजर भैया छोटे बच्चा
ये बच्चे लोग
देखो कूदते देखो बताए देखो के ना कूदे आ રીતના તમને કૂદતાને પણ એટલે શીખવાડજો 1 2 1 2 1 2 અસવાનું નહીં અસવા માટેનો ટીચર આપણે આસન કરવાના છે ठीक है फिर से 1 2 1 2 આપણી કમર આપણે ઉપર ઝાડ પરથી પડી જાય ને કમરમાં દુખાવો થાય ને તમારી મમ્મી પપ્પા ઘરે દુખાવો થાય ને કે ને ત્યારે તમારે આ કરવાનો દુખાવો મટે ठीक है સાવા 1 2
હમણાં જ આવે
હા સંભળાય છે બરાબર સામુભાઈ આપણે 5 મિનિટ છે હજુ બીજી
હજુ છે ને 5 મિનિટ
હા 5 મિનિટ છે હજુ
એટલે હવે પૂર્ણાહુતિ કરવાની થાય તો કેજો સાહેબ એટલે એનું પહેલા થોડું કરીએ હે ને
એટલે હા બસ આપણે હવે 5 મિનિટ પછી આ બંધ કરીશું એટલે 5 મિનિટમાં પૂરું કરીશું 5 મિનિટમાં પૂરું કરીશું
હા
ઓકે ઓકે
તમે સાંભળતા રહેજો ચલો હવે બધા ગોળ કુંડાળું થઈ જાવ ગોળ કુંડાળું ચલો ગોળ કુંડાળું જાઓ ચલો હાથ પકડો થોડા કાઢ લોકો આટલા કાઢ ચલો આમ કરતા કરતા ચલો ધીરે 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 ચલો આવો સુનિતા બેનો ડ્રોઈંગ જાઓ ધીરે 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 ધીરે
પણ મારો ફોટો જ નહીં આવતો કોઈ કાર્યક્રમ નહીં
હવે આ બાજુ આવી જા હવે બધા આવી જાવ અહીંયા ઉભો રહી જાવ ચલો આતા એમ પહેલા આતા એમ કરો હવે જો આપણે આ એક નાક દબાવવાનું છે શું દબાવવાનું અને પેલા બીજો નાકથી ફટાફટ શ્વાસ કરવાનો આ કોરોના વાયરસ છે ને નાકમાંથી પહેલે અંદર કઈથી પહે નાકમાંથી પછી ગળામાં જાય ગળામાંથી ફેફસામાં જાય એટલે આપણે શું કરવાનું એક નાક દબાવવાનું જો હું તમને કરી બતાવું પહેલા તમે હા એ રીતે કરવાનું બરોબર ચલો દબાવ નાક જોરથી મોડું બંધ રાખો ને ચલો બીજા નાક
Oh, we will be doing it 2 minutes.
હવે હસતા કોણ આવડે છે હસતા ચલો ફરી હસો તો આવું નહીં હસવાનું જો હું હસી બતાડું મેં તમને કીધું તમે હસો હવે ચાલુ કરો લાંબુ ખેંચવાનું તમને નથી કીધું કહું તારે હું તમને કરી બતાવું તમે સમજો ચલો હવે બધા કરી ચલો
શંકરભાઈ આપણે અહીંયા આ સેશન બંધ કરીશું. હા હા આપણે
ભારત માતા की वंदे वंदे कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय। कृष्ण
ઓકે
कन्हैया
ઓકે
गौ माता की गौ माता की गौ
you can
माता की
mute them.
राम
Okay.
जन्मभूमि की राम
સામુભાઈને મ્યુટ
जन्मभूमि
કર દો. You can mute the Samu, Tanya. Good. So we can go into our gallery view. Everybody will be on the joint. What a warm-up exercise. I think so. I got warm up too. But it's night here, so we don't need to get excitement. Very interesting part when we talk about this called yogasan. The reason why we introduce this thing, this is part of a well-being of a not only children but village at whole. So when we talk about this yogasan, we differently looked at part 1 and then they did part 2, and where they call certain postures. And when you read here and you see very closely, 3 things very come to our. One is a physical body. The second part is breath. And third part is attention of the mind. How you focus the mind when you do all these 3. So this is a exercise which is different than lot of aerobic exercise we do in Western world. In aerobic exercise, we are basically want to know what is the effect on the body. What is the heart rate, how fast your heart goes, what is your blood pressure, what is your respiration. But when we talk about yoga, we are only not talking about body, we are talking about breath, and not only breath, every other organ. So when we saw these postures, how you sit, there is called Padmasana, there is called Vrajasana, there is one which is forms like a child pose, we call it here, but it is Shashankasana. All of this posture has a unique reason, and they actually affect our metabolism of different parts. And it has proven beyond doubt that some of them affects the pancreas better, some of them affects in terms of GI tract, so your bowel movements are more regular. How you sit after a big meal, that they have shown. And beyond that, some of the positions are meant for what we call endocrine system, or those glands which secrete directly into the blood, like your thyroid hormone or any other hormones, are very, very important. So this is not a exercise. It is something which was well understood in yogic way, which is one form of scientific way. We call it yogic way. We do not use, because that has been experience driven. May not have data collection, but they knew it works. So we will open the floor for questions, and then we go to second half. Mukulji, what time we have to go for second half? आप अनम्यूट कर दिए. मुकुल जी और उपाध्याय जी आप बोल दिए. You want what will be the second half now? Dr. Mehta, you want to say anything? What will be the second half session?
Just after 5 minutes we can start it.
Okay.
Abhishek Sindal ji हमारे साथ है. He
अच्छा.
will talk about this relation between science and yoga.
Okay, good. So we will have 5 minutes. We will have a chat with the student. Any of the student want to ask any questions? Just want to know. We have so many students here. Ishita Paul is from India. Ishita, you want to say anything? You can unmute.
No, sir, I don't have any question.
Okay. What about Vanya? You want to say anything?
Yeah, sure. I saw that a lot of the kids who were participating were pretty young. So, is there any age limit for in the village of kids participating and learning yoga, or can anyone do it?
Actually, I'm teaching my 5-year-old son in my grandson in United States. He's enjoying when I do it every morning. Sometimes he comes on a Zoom and does with me. So no age is limit. But yes, certain things women cannot do in certain positions. They have some kind of relation. We will have talk about that by tomorrow with Pragnaji. Is that right, Tanya?
Day after tomorrow, but yeah.
Yeah, day after tomorrow, Pragnaji will talk about it.
Probably Abhishek ji will include and will guide us about this thing also in a short also.
Okay, good. That is good. What about Devki? You want to say anything?
It was just nice seeing them. It seemed like that they knew each other well. They looked like they were having fun, so it's nice to see.
Uh-huh. Abhishek wants to say anything?
Yes, sir. I'm just looking forward to just start my topic and just discuss with everyone.
Good. All right. Pranay, you want to say anything?
Yeah, quick note on like the yoga thing. Like when I was in India visiting, my grandfather would also like teach me like pranayam and stuff like that. So it's interesting. But on the topic of the class, I really like how like it is just also like because like it'll probably be hard to get like gym equipment or like stuff like that. But yoga is like very like it does like the same things if you work hard enough with just body weight. And then also like just from the video, like they're very like communally like bonded with each other. So that's like a very good aspect. It'll make them keep wanting to exercise too.
Good. So that will be good. What about Divya? You want to say anything?
Yeah, this reminded me a lot of Shaka, like exactly the same, all the commands and everything. So it was really nice to see similarities that whatever they're doing also did growing up, and so did my like family and brother.
Oh, wow. So this is the way some of the exercise done in HSS Shaka in USA. You are right, very true. Hardik, you want to say anything?
Yeah, so the one thing I noticed of everyone doing there was that everyone seemed to be really enjoying it. Like everyone was like, all the kids are like laughing and having fun with it. So
yeah, so we basically don't call exercise, we call it khel kood. So that means you have fun along with this thing. How about Nikita? Want to give any comment?
Yeah, I thought it was really like fun to watch, and I'm sure like the kids were enjoying it as well. Like a question I had was like, how often do they do this? Is this like an everyday activity?
So see, basically we like to do only 5 minutes or 10 minutes during the school. But most important thing is that if you have told at very young age, it comes up anytime. Whenever you need it is available. It's just like learning to ride a bicycle. Then you never forget. You may not do it every day, but you know how to get on a bicycle and take a ride. So that's way it's beneficial. We introduce them. We don't force them that they have to do it every day, this many minutes. That is good. Mukta.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of people that it was really nice to see how they were doing it. And I do think that it's an easy way to get people to do cardio and to burn calories and things like that when you don't have a lot of resources, such as to get equipment.
That's very, very true. And during the COVID time, you can do it without equipment. I don't need anything else except possibly a yoga mat or a piece of carpet to do it in my own home. So that's good. How about Omkar? Omkar has any?
Yeah, sure. I think most people said it already, but I think it was just nice to see how much the kids were enjoying it. The fact that they're enjoying it would make them more likely to do it in the future and independently of this class. I think for kids especially, it's just important to make sure that it's enjoyable for them so that they'll stick with it.
Yeah, actually good experience, which I do it every morning. My 35 minutes regimen includes this Surya Namaskar and some pranayam and some yogasana. And when you combine all three, means you kind of synchronize with your breath and your attention, which is in form of prayer or in form of chanting the sloka, it becomes a one kind of meditation. So just for information. Manav, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what people were saying earlier, but I think the focus on like healthy practices was really impressive to me because I've seen it like with family members in India now who are like not in villages, but like more middle class in like larger cities. Like it's so academically competitive that they take their own health into like second priority. And there's like a lot of, negative consequences of that, like on the other side of malnutrition. And for them to have these habits like at a younger age, like can prevent them from, being overweight or something in the future and having to work backwards instead of, working forwards.
So that's a good thing that today we learn about this new world diseases or what they call a diseases of the urbanization, which we can prevent it. So that's a good point. How about Manali? Manali, you want to say anything? Or how about Aditya? Aditya wants to say anything? Go ahead.
Yeah, just the same what like everyone was saying. Like I think seeing like them all like socialize and do it together, like I think that makes it more enjoyable for everyone. Like even if I'm doing like I've been to like yoga sessions before and just like when other people are around it like engages you more. So I think it's good that they do it like all together like in this open area. I guess a question I had was like maybe this has already been answered, but is this like voluntary or are all the kids supposed to do this like during their school time or whatever?
We basically ask them to do it for 10 minutes in out there. It all permitting depends upon what kind of season. If it's rainy, they cannot do it. But most of the people try to do at least couple times a week. As far as it's not like every day they will do it, but we want to expose them and encourage them to do it. And that is good question. How about Priyanka?
Yeah, I think everyone's made a lot of great points. One thing that I really enjoyed seeing in the students doing yoga is, and I think this is something other people have mentioned, is they're doing a lot of the same things that we at home during this pandemic have also been doing just to stay active and to remain healthy. So I was excited to see that because there's definitely things that I can learn from some of the yoga that they were doing. But I'm glad to see that they're still remaining to stay healthy and active during this time.
How about Tanya? You want to say anything?
Yeah, I thought it was really nice because I know like here during COVID, a lot of people were saying that like, oh, the gyms are closed, we can't like go and exercise. But what they were doing here, just like within their own community, seemed like a really nice way to stay active. And a question I had was like the teacher that was teaching them, do they travel from village to village or are they like from that village?
Basically, about 30 village, we have what we call a Sant Pramukh. And we have a person who is in Arogya, we call health. So they basically travel and they are, our teachers are trained. And some of the older kids usually take the lead and some of them enjoy more. So they like to learn and teach. So they become themselves as a leader or teacher. And so it's a mutually in everywhere it's differently done. But originally they are trained during that initial session. And just like our Shankar Bhai, who is part of Arogya, they are basically what we consider to be a pracharak. So they travel from village to village and explain them very well. So very good thing. So we will give mic to Abhishek Sindal and let him take over. We will mute it and let Abhishek be.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I just want to make sure that I'm audible to everyone.
You are audible.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. So before we start, I'd like to thank all of you. Ekal Pranam to everyone, and I'd just like to give my introduction. But before that, I would like to let you know about my Guruji who provided me this opportunity. So I'm here on behalf of Dr. Ramastarji, as you might have known, and we talked about him yesterday also. So he is a very known person. He taught yoga to many people, and especially the Prime Minister of India, many IAS officers, IPS officers, and he is now a part of Ekal Arogya Yojana as well. He started with he collaborated with some of Ekal schools, and now he's taking this program, and he like to spread this yoga and our culture and all this to every part of India, and not just India, in wherever it's possible in the world. He has vision and he likes to do that. And now about myself, I'd like to tell you that I'm Abhishek, and I recently graduated, and I graduated from yoga. So I spent 3 years studying yoga. So yeah, that's it. And before any delay, I just like to go with the topic. And today I'm told to talk about how we know and how to relate yoga with science, because all we know is that most of the people just think yoga as a asana, the postures we practice, and they think that's all the yoga is. But I like to say that yoga is not just that. It's I would say the biggest and the deepest topic I've ever encountered with. And I don't know, a lifetime is enough to study the whole yoga. So there are many streams of yoga. If you know that there is bhakti yoga, there is karma yoga, there is jnana yoga, there is laya yoga, there is enormous streams. So today we'll just pick up the hatha yoga, the ashtanga yoga we commonly we are all familiar with. So let's talk about that first. So I'll just share my slides with you, and I'll just I'll be giving the narrations, and I'll just share my slides with you.
You want to share the screen, Tanya?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I shared the screen. That's good. Look like difficult to, okay, Abhishek, that's great. That's right, you got it.
Yeah. Just wait a minute.
Sure, take your time, no problem. I think so. You want to show the YouTube video?
No, it's just a presentation that I prepared last night.
Okay, good. I see that. Yeah, you got it. Now you just have to focus one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now you got it.
I'll just swipe through it.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I'll just give you a basic introduction what yoga literally means. The yoga is originated from the Sanskrit root word huge, which literally means to unite things. So in yoga, what we meant to do is we practice asanas, we practice pranayama, but the main goal is to unite our soul with the supreme soul. So this is like a science. We all know that science is basically nothing but logics behind any fact and something. We have a hypothesis and just we're trying to find the logic behind it. So not a lot of people know that there are science in yoga, especially when I tell people that I graduated from yoga science, they just it takes a time to grasp that, yeah, there is anyone can do graduation from yoga as well. So I'll just try to give you the glimpse of that how yoga is related to science. So as I already told you, it's just a simple like addition. It's you have to add things, unite things, and the main goal is to unite your soul with the supreme soul. So today we'll just talk about the Ashtanga Yoga. As I already told you, Ashtanga Yoga means that Ashtang means eight, and yoga is yoga. We know. So there are 8 limbs of yoga. As you can see that there's a sutra in Patanjali Yoga Sutra which says that Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhiyo, Ashtavangani. So, which means that there is 8 limbs of yoga. First comes the Yama, second the Niyama, then third is Asana, fourth is Pranayama, fifth is Pratyahar, sixth is Dharana, then seventh is Dhyana, and the last one is Samadhi. So first comes the Yama. So about Yama is like it's a rules and regulation that we should follow, and that's you see that how you should behave with others, and that is a part of yoga we should learn. It's not just an asana we do; it's basically a lifestyle we should follow. So in Yama there is 5 things. I'll tell you with the sutra. It's ahimsa, satya, astya, brahmacharya, aparigraha, yamaha. So there is 5 things that makes yama. So the first thing is ahimsa. Ahimsa literally means non-violence, non-violence or not doing harm. So when we are just talking about ahimsa and non-violence, we generally think about the physical damage we can do to others. So it's not the thing. The non-violence is should be followed by, we say in yoga, man, vachan, and karma. So when we say in like through man, we should not do any violence. So how mana? Mana is buddhi, or we could say our intellect and our mind. So we should not even think about harming anyone. Okay, we should never get like anyone when everyone is angry. They think about that, like you know what I mean. Like I don't want to say it, but people like want to harm some in any kind of way to say their anger with. So ahimsa from the mind should not be done. You should not even think about it. And vachana. Vachana means with speak or with speech. You should never curse anyone. Do not try to like say ill words to anyone. And karma. Karma is like the physically damage we do. We don't have to do that either. So this is like ahimsa. Satya. We should always speak truth. We should not lie. And it's self-explanatory. You can see like it's always good to like say truth. Then comes astya. That's non-stealing. Non-stealing is not just like taking stuff that doesn't belong to you. It also means like taking credit in people. Like today we can see like in your workspace and even your schools and colleges, you might have seen like the work you do, somebody else takes your credit. So it's also like stealing, that somebody's taking your credit and it's not theirs to take at the first place. So that's astya. Then we come to brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is here it says a change that results in a consciousness of a higher ideal, acting with an awareness of God, being a monk, celibacy, and abstinence. So I would say in easy language, it suggests we should not get indulged in the sensual pleasures, as like you see that today people don't have any control on their desires. If they want to eat something, they just eat it, and if they want to do anything, they just do. They just don't know how to control. So brahmacharya teaches to control our urges. And then is last comes aparigraha, that non to no harat modesty. Okay. Wait.
Good. That's a good word. Not too hard.
Yeah.
That's I got it. No, that's yes. You are breaking down when you talk, but go ahead.
Okay.
You yeah. is okay. Go ahead. Next one.
Okay, the next one is niyama. When we talk about niyama, there are some rules that we should follow. So first comes the soch. I'll just read you the sutra I wrote. It's the soch, santosh, tapah, swadhyaya, ishwar pranidhanani, niyamaha. So it again is made up of 5 things and 5 rules I must say that we should follow. First is saucha. Sauch means cleanliness, and it's not just it says inner and outer purity. So when we are talking about cleanliness, it's not just that we take a bath and brush our teeth and it's all. That's a part we should do it. But inner cleanliness is means that our thoughts should be pure. We should not, like as I told you, ahimsa. We should follow. Our thoughts should be good, and we should not think of harming someone else. So purity is needed from inside and outside as well. Then comes santosha, contentment, and for that I would say that santosha is literally means patience, and patience is needed. That you might have seen that people like are not patient, and in a way I would say that it's a bigger cause of frustration and anger if you are not santosha and if you're impatient. If you're not satisfied, I would say that's the correct word, because these days you might have seen that the needs of people are like increasing day by day. If you are earning like whatever you're earning, let's just say 30,000 and 40,000 a month, and then you are just want to earn more and more, and or you not just get satisfied with your needs. You just want to get, if you get a bike today, you want to get a car someday, and then what else? So you just like you need to get satisfied what you have. Then comes tapa, austerity and self-discipline. When we're talking about self-discipline, it's like what it says is self-discipline. You should how should behave in public and how you should behave with others. And discipline tapa also means like facing the odds. We should not scared with the problems we face. We should like face them, and we should when tapa we talk about, we say in yoga we say that you should have a control over your hunger, and we should like if you're thirsty you should when you like just practicing yoga I would say, and you just start feeling thirsty and all that, you just not stop it and just go and have a break and just eat stuff. So it's just like bear with it. If you are having some things, tapa also means bearing stuff. Then comes swadhyaya, that self-knowledge, learning from yourself, listening to yourself, and paying heed to yourself. So what the swadhyaya means that it's self-study. It's you can say it's one aspect, but today we see that if there is any problem or is we are in any we made a mistake or something, we try to like blame it on someone else. We never see that what we have done wrong and what could have gone wrong with me and what's my fault. We just like to put a blame on others. So at the end of the day, it's like if you see that what you might have done wrong, you might have realized that it's not his fault or someone else's fault. It could have been you. And self knowledge is also mean that whatever you have learned from your guru or whatever you have learned in your classes or whatever, you just have to give your time and just do self study as well. And the last come Ishwar Pranidhan. Ishwar Pranidhan is like devoting yourself to the God. Have devotion to God and just accept your fate. And it's just not that accepting your fate just does not mean if you're saying that whatever is happening to me, it is meant to be. So it's just like whatever you're doing, just believe that someone is there, someone is above all, the Supreme Soul, and he's watching us. And have a faith in him. If you are having dark time in your life, the bright will come as well. So have faith and just, I would say, keep going with it and have some patience, and the God will be there. God always got your back. So next is we have asana. So before asana, there is some cleansing techniques we do. It's called Shat Karma. Shat means 6. and karma means action. So Shatkarma is basically a cleansing technique that we follow before performing asanas, and we go down other aspects of yoga. So I'll just let you through it. These are 6 cleansing techniques. The first is Neti, second is Dhauti, third one is Basti, then there is sixth one is Trataka, fifth is Kapalabhati, and fourth is Nadi. So it's there are 6 parts, but we cannot perform every each 6 of these daily. So we just perform a couple of those daily before practicing the yoga. I'll just tell you about them. First comes the Kunjal Kriya. It's a part of the Netri or Dhauti. It's also called Vaman Kriya. So what you do is you can see that there's a person is sitting in a Mala Asana. You just drink a liter and 1.5 liter of water, a lukewarm water with some salt in it, and you just gulp it without breathing, without a break. You just drink all the water, and you have to. Excuse me, like I'm getting some interruption. Is there mic open? Like I'm getting some noise.
Yeah, you can continue. We can hear that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So if you then you just like drink of 1 liter or 1.5 liter of water, and then you just throw it back. You just throw up. Literally, you just as you can see, this guy is bending forward, and he stick his tongue out and stick his fingers into his throat and just vomit out all the water he just drank. So what happened here is when you do Kunjal Kriya, so what you do is like you, if there is any acid or any indigested food that you ate last night or last day, so before practicing yoga, if you do that, all that things, all that toxins or that indigested food and all the acid, extra acid, I should say, in your stomach will come out. So you'll feel light and you feel good. The all uh, concept of this, I should say, Shat Kriya is to make you feel good before you practicing yoga. Because if you're not feeling good, or I would rather say, you must have seen that if you're constipated or if you're having hard time with your bowels, so you can see that you are not happy or your mind is stuck is always that you're not feeling yourself that day and your just mood is a little bit off. So what we do through these cleansing techniques is we just like detoxify our body and cleanse it so before so that we can move out to our next part. Then comes a neti. You can see that there's a girl on your left. It's she's doing a sutra neti. So what sutra neti is, we take a catheter or there's a thread which is half coated with wax and the rest is a cotton thread. So it's a 1.5 feet long, and you literally have to insert it through your nose, and then you have to pick. Then from your nose, it comes to your throat. So you just have to grab it with your fingers and just pull it out. As you can see, she did it, and you just give a slightest massage, not hard. You massage your throat. So what happens here is that if there is any blockage in your nostrils, it opens up. Is there like you have a kapha, or we can say phlegm somewhere in your uh, forehead or in your nostrils, and sinus problems if you have, that comes out as well when you practice that. So after Sutra Neti, it's followed by Jalaneti. In Jalaneti, you can see that there's a girl and she has a pot and she's pouring water into her one nostril and it's coming out from the other. So what we do here is we take a water and with some we add some salt to it. So when we are adding salt and the water is lukewarm, what it do is melt all the kapha or all the phlegm which is stuck in your nose or it's somewhere in your sinuses. So it smells down and it comes out with the water. So we just take like fill up our pot and just do it from both the sides. In this picture, she's doing from one side, and once it's done, you'll do from the other side as well.
You have
And
8 minutes
after
left. You can 8 minutes left. Go ahead.
8 minutes. Okay, I'll just make it quick.
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
You can
Okay, then
go
there is
fast.
Kapalabhati. I'll just make it quick as fast as I can.
Sure.
Okay.
Good.
So then it's followed by Kapalabhati. It's a cleansing technique, and where you can see that it's an active exhalation. You force out the air from your lungs and throw out all the water, excess water you just have in, as I have seen, as I've told you, in Jal Neti, there is some residual water in your sinuses and in your nose. So you just throw it out with this. You practice, you bend forward, and you just throw out. While looking left, you throw that air out, and while looking right, you do that. So all the residual water just come out, and you just won't feel uneasy and anything, and you just wait good to go. Then before practicing asana, we do some suksha vyayam. That's a subtle exercises. Um, so in suksha vyayam, we are more focused on the little joints with the muscles we have, because the exercise and the asanas we are doing, you can see that they all function, and they're all oriented around the big muscles we have. But like our phalanges, our carpals, they don't get that movement, and they don't get that exercise. And so we do suksha vyayama to get them activated as well. Then we come to asana. You know that there is asana, the practice, the postures we do. Then there are you can see that asanas, we know that asana cures some diseases and some disorders, but we don't know how. So I have just taken some examples, and I'll just guide you through it. Like when we talk about diabetes mellitus, you can see that in left there is a guy doing a manduk asana. So what he do is he sit in a pose we call the Vajrasana, or the thunderbolt pose, and then he clenches his fists, and then he places them around his navel and bend forward. So what he's doing is like he's applying pressure to his pancreas, where is the malfunction in his pancreas, and the beta cells are not producing enough, or producing inappropriate amount of insulin. So all the muscles in his stomach get massaged, and they will eventually work better. And in right, you can see that this guy is doing Ardha Matsyendra Asana. It's doing the same. The main focus is on the pancreas and the twisting, and will lead to the same effect. So that's the thing. If I think I'm running out of time, so I will just skip through it. That there's Sarvangasana and thyroid and Ustrasana. You can see that the main focus is on your thyroid gland. So all the asanas we do is related to the part of the body if you are having any problem. So obesity is like when you're the fat is building up in your body. So what we do is try to move our trunk as much as we can. So in Paschimottanasana, you can see in the left there is girl is doing sitting forward bend, and the whole pressure, or I would say the whole stretch is on her stomach and on her legs. And there is Triaktadasana. You can see this the person is bending to its left and its right, applying pressure and doing stretches, and that's burns fat really fast. And then there is Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation. So it's a complete flow of asanas that you practice. Then, okay, so asana is, you all know. So in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it says, Stham Sukham Asanam. When you're practicing, you should be like stable. You should not shiver or like have a tension in your muscles and all. You should be comfortable in that. So that's one of the characteristics. And there should not be any. And another sutra, it says, Pratna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatti Bhyam. So you should be stable, and you should like do not first you'll feel some effort while practicing asanas, and later on you'll get just comfortable with that. Then we'll come to pranayama. Pranayam is the breathing practices we do, and what it does is like it affects our nadis. Nadis are nothing but energy channels that spread throughout our body. So there is basically three main nadis. There are like 72,000 nadis, and out of which the three are the main. That's Ida in your left, Pingla in your right, and the Sushumna in between. So with the
we will end in
so
a
when
minute.
okay,
Yes.
I'll just
Okay. So what we will do, I will summarize for you. So
okay.
you can slow the slide one by one, but I will just summarize. Okay. So he's showing pranayama. That is the next one, and that is basically for your breathing part of it. And then different type of pranayama, and he has given 8 of them, and that has explained, and they have shown pictures. So we will discuss about that more in detail tomorrow. Pratyahara is very important. That is a harmony with the emotion, and that is very important. So out of 8 limb, pratyahara is very difficult to do, but it has to be understood. Then the last 2 are dharana and dhyana and samadhi. These are the 3 stages which are usually not touched in the Western world, but it does require people who are really into it. These 3 are not commonly done, but those people who pursue yoga, they actually try to understand more detail. So we'll stop here, and thank you, Abhishek, Sindalji. We are very thankful for it. And we can go to our own view. Let's go back to the gallery view. Okay, let's try to get everybody. And you can stop sharing the screen. Well, we have to thank our senior Dr. Bhatt. I see him there. And namaskaram. Hamari, we have to thank you very much. And आपकी धर्मपत्नी कहाँ है? हमने उनको देखा, दिखाई नहीं पड़ी। अच्छा,
उधर चली गई काम में।
अच्छा, अच्छा, बढ़िया, बढ़िया।
पुणे में हैं हम लोग अभी।
अच्छा, अच्छा, बढ़िया, बढ़िया, बच्चों के साथ है। So we will definitely jump into discussion phase. So we have to thank the entire team, but let's talk about something about Yogasana. As Abhishek, he has brought very uniquely that it was developed in India, definitely, especially going before during the British time, down in Mysore. One of the king has really taken and brought it back to recognition. And so in United States, Iyengar came first and brought this thing more scientifically. So, and now Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, has made it awareness and given to the world that yoga is a scientific way to keep our body healthy. And Abhishek has gone very much detail. It is brought in called Patanjali Yoga Sutra. It is a very big book, very small book, 192 or 198 verses. Is that right, Abhishek? But it is a big book in English. It's called Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Bryant. It's a very big book, about 1,000 pages, which I refer to understand more in detail about it. And actually, there is a small book, it's called Yoga. It's called, much published by Vivekanand organization down in Rameshwar area. So it's very good that it's a scientifically studied in Western world in last 50 years. All the major universities have taken and studied. The only interesting part is that when we do a regular cardio exercise, we are stimulating our sympathetic system, which makes us restless. When you do this yoga, it actually stimulates your parasympathetic system. So it makes us relax. So one of the important thing is that when you do yoga, it should not be kind of making you hyper. It actually makes you easygoing, quiet, relaxing. So some of the things if we have time, we have discussed long. Yoga is also used for yoga nindra. If you can't sleep, there is a way how to do yoga nindra, and that is also we have. So we will definitely let the floor open and let everybody talk to us. Dr. Mehta, you want to say anything about today?
No, nothing new. Was only welcome Dr. Bhatt sir and Sai ko.
Okay, ताई जी को
हाँ ताई जी को नमस्कार. हाँ
जरूर जरूर जरूर. और हमारे मुकुल जी, आपको बोलना है कुछ आज? मुकुल जी आज सुमसाम बैठे हैं और सिर्फ वो physically may not be present.
he is here only. He is here only.
No, I saw whole of the yoga, and I think we should thank Mr. Abhishek also for explaining so beautifully. So, and Dr. Ram Avtar ji, who brought up Mr. Abhishek here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Dr. Ram Avtar is there. Yes.
Yeah, he has been there for last.
Presented and explained the whole of the yoga very scientifically and related this to the diseases, different diseases. And so it was a very good session and very learning for me also.
That is very, very good. Dr. Ram Avtar, you want to say anything? आप भी कुछ बोले? आप भी
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. सबसे पहले हम आपको और माननीय श्री हंस मुख जी, डॉक्टर मुकुल भाटिया जी, डॉक्टर आर.एन. मेहता जी एवं समस्त विद्वानगण, क्योंकि ये सारा जो है वास्तव में आप तो कर्म योगी है. मैं आपको कल से सुन रहे हैं, हर फील्ड में आपकी मास्टरी है. तो सबसे पहले आपको और अपने एकल ग्रुप को सबको मैं नमन करता हूं. एकल योग आरोग्य योजना चाहता है कि घर घर योग और जन जन निरोग.
बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया.
और जो अभिषेक ने अभी बताया वो काफी कुछ और बताने का था. काफी अच्छा बच्चा है. और वास्तव में योग तो जो है एक जीवन को जीने की कला है. सही हम सांस लेना सीख जाएं तो वो भी वास्तव में योग है. 99% हम सब दैनिक क्रियाओं में सांस सही नहीं ले पाते. श्वास को लेना ही और श्वास के साथ जुड़ना ही वही योग है. योग सभी के लिए जरूरी है. और जैसे आपने बताया था कि जो चीज अभिषेक नहीं बोल पाया वो आपने पूरी कर दी, क्योंकि योग निद्रा बहुत वास्तव में बहुत जरूरी है. भ्रामरी प्राणायाम जितना जरूरी है सुबह और शाम को सोते समय करने के लिए, उसी तरह से योग निद्रा वास्तव में एक ध्यान की पूर्व अवस्था है. आपको बहुत बहुत नमन, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद डॉक्टर मुकुल जी को, डॉक्टर हंसमुख जी को. आपको तो नाम ही ऐसा है, हंस भी है और मुकुल भी है. और समस्त जितने भी हमारे विद्यार्थी यूएस से आए हैं उन सबको मैं धन्यवाद करता हूं कि आप हमारे देश की संस्कृति को सीखने के लिए समय समय पर आते रहते हैं. माननीय मोदी जी ने जितने देशों में हमारा अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस मनवाया है, तो हम चाहते हैं कि हम एकल योग आरोग्य योजना के द्वारा उन सभी देशों में इस शिक्षा को पहुंचाने का हमारी कोशिश रहेगी. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर सभी को.
धन्यवाद राम अवतार जी. अब भट्ट साहब कुछ कहना चाहते हैं, जरा डॉक्टर भट्ट साहब को.
समय है तो मैं योग निद्रा के बारे में जानना
चाहता हूं. अच्छा, आप 2-3 मिनट है तुम्हारे पास. क्या है? 3 मिनट है.
What is this योग निद्रा?
To me, you actually meditate upon, you go into dhyana and dharana, and then you go in dhyana, you actually, I feel that way, that you actually go into somewhat samadhi, deep sleep. You go in a deep sleep. That's what I think. आप बोलो डॉक्टर भट्ट जी.
I don't know. That's why I asked.
Well, I'm not expert in this yoga. Only thing I know that I'm studying Yoga Sutra Patanjali, I just picked up the book about a year ago, and I'm already, I would say 600 pages. I still have 300 to go. It's a 1,000-page book. Very well explained, but we will discuss. Down in detail, but that's true. Tomorrow we have another teacher from our Ekal USA team, Dr. Pragna Christie, who is an Art of Living yoga practitioner, certified. So we will listen from her. And I think so we will stop the discussion here, and we will end the session. Very, very good. Tanya, you want to say anything to close the session? And then we are going to meet because it's already time to come to the Purna Viram. So सबको एकल नमस्कार, जय हिंद,
कल्याण मंत्र कर लें, कल्याण मंत्र करें।
कल्याण मंत्र करके
हाँ जरूर आप करो।
सर्वे
सर्वे सन्तो निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।
आनंद मेहता साहब।
हाँ जी हाँ।
जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम।
ये
मदन भाई नमस्कार। हाँ
नमस्कार। आज कैसा रहा कार्यक्रम सर?